Hello boys and girls, welcome back to another lesson with Mr. Fieck. Today we're continuing on from the previous lesson, Division Old School Part 2, or going over a couple more example problems of doing long division that we started yesterday, traditional long division. So the learning target is that you understand the steps in a division problem using long division. We've done a lot about ratio tables and kind of connecting what we've learned about ratio tables and transitioning over to being efficient mathematicians using long division. So again, we're going to have a couple problems that we're going to do in hopes of doing it. One of the things I would recommend after doing the lesson yesterday, maybe pause the video, try and solve the problem 1736 divided by 7 using long division, maybe check it with a ratio table, see if you come up with the same thing, and then come back and watch the video. And if you made a mistake, then you can follow the video and figure out where you made your mistake and have a growth mindset so you learn from your mistake so the same things don't keep happening, okay? So if I start with 1736 divided by 7, I'm going to put my 1736, my dividend under the house, and my divisor is 7. Okay, so again, call it the DMSD method, which DMSD stands for divide, multiply, subtract, drop. And you basically just keep following those 4 steps until you don't have anything left to drop and your remainder is 0 or less than your divisor and all your place values are filled, you're done. So first thing I'm going to do is divide. Kind of 7 go into a 1. No, so just as a place filler, I'm just going to put a 0 there, okay? So now I'm looking at the first 2 numbers, 17. How many times can 7 go into 17 without going over? Well, that would be 2. Okay, so I divided. Now I multiply. I just wrote my 2, so I'm multiplying 2 times my divisor. 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, so I multiplied. Now I just wrote my 14, so that's what I'm subtracting from the 17 up top. So 17 minus 14 is 3. Great. And I just wrote my 3, so whatever I drop, I'm dropping next to my 3. In this case, it's another 3, just dropping the next one, and I'm good to go. And now, I don't have all my place values filled. My remainder would be greater than my divisor, so I got to keep going. So now I divide again. What did I just write? Well, I dropped my 3 to make this a 33, so I'm dividing now 33 divided by 7. So how many times does 7 go into 33 without going over? Well, that would be 4. Great. Divided. Check. Now I just wrote my 4, so that's what I'm multiplying by 7, which is 28. And I write that underneath my 33. So I multiply it. Now I just wrote 28, which is what I'm going to subtract from 33. So 33 minus 28 is 5. Great, I subtracted. And now, do I have anything left to drop? Yep, I have this 6 that I have to drop down here. Okay, great. And now, are all my place values filled? No. So I have to keep going another time. So now I just dropped my 6 to make this 56. So that's what I'm dividing by 7. Well, 7 times what gets me closest to 56 without going over? Well, that would be 8. Great. Now I just wrote my 8, so that's what I'm multiplying times 7, which in this case it is 56. Okay. Now I subtract 56 minus 56 is 0. Do I have anything left to drop? Nope. Are all my place values filled up here? Yep. Do I have a remainder? In this case, no, but is my remainder less than my divisor? Yeah, so I'm done. So what is 1736 divided by 7? It would be 248. So if you pause the video, hopefully you got 248. If not, maybe go back and check it and see where you made your mistake to have a growth mindset and figure it out. And we're going to do one more problem, okay? In this case, we have 688 divided by 16. Okay, so setting it up, I'm going to put my dividend 688, or my divide 88, And then my divisor is 6. So we have a double-digit one. Now, 16 is not a math fact that you should know right off the top of your head. It's not one of your basic math facts that you should know. So this might take a little extra thinking to try and figure it out. But you follow the exact same steps, okay? So if you want to pause the video now and try and figure it out and work it out, that I think would be great. And then once you have it figured out, try a ratio table, see if you came up with the same thing, and then play the video. And if you came up with something else, try and figure out where you made your mistake so you don't make the same mistake at the next time. Okay, so now we have, can 16 go into a 6? No, so I'm just going to put a 0 as a place filler here. So now I'm looking at 68. 68 divided by 16. How many 16s go into 68 without going over? So I don't know this off the top of my head. So I'm going to think, well, 16 and 16 is 32. So that would be doubled. 32 and 32 is 64. So I'm thinking 16 times 4, because 16 doubled is 32. 32 doubled would be 64. Okay, or you might even have to do some multiplication work on the side over here if you don't know that. And then, so I divided. Now I multiply. I just wrote my 4, so I'm multiplying what I just wrote, the 4 times 16, which got us 64. Okay, and now I subtract. Well, I just wrote the 64, so I'm subtracting that from the 68. So 68 minus 64 is 4. And now I drop. Do I have anything left to drop? Yes, I do. I have my 8 to drop here, so 48. Okay, so I drop that. And now, are all my place values filled? Nope. Okay, so I got to keep going. So now I'm thinking dividing. Well, I just dropped my 8 here to make this 48. So I'm dividing that 48 that I just wrote by 16. Well, we know 16 doubled is 32. 32 plus 16 more would make 48, right? So that would be 3. And makes sense because 3 times 6 is 18, which would end in an 8. And then, okay. So now I divided. Now I'm going to multiply. I just wrote my 3. I'm multiplying that 3 by the 16, which in this case is 48. And then I subtract. Well, I just wrote that 48, so I'm subtracting the 48 from 48, which is 0. Now, do I have anything left to drop? Nope. All my place values filled? Yep. Is this less than my divisor? Yeah. So I'm done. My answer is 43. So 688 divided by 16 is 43. So I hope that gives you a good handle on long division and it makes sense when you're going through the steps. And again, the best way to really grasp the concept of long division is just by practicing. Once you practice a bunch of times and you get those steps down, that's going to help make you an efficient mathematician and also making sure you know your basic multiplication facts. Hope this helps. Make it a great day, boys and girls.